In the foothills of the Himalayas, over 2,500 years ago, a profound idea took root. This idea, which would blossom into one of the world's major religions, was born in a time of great spiritual searching. The ancient land of India was a melting pot of beliefs and philosophies. People sought answers to life's biggest questions: suffering, the meaning of existence, and the path to liberation. It was in this fertile ground of inquiry that Buddhism emerged. Leaving behind his royal life, Siddhartha sought guidance from wandering ascetics and spiritual teachers. He immersed himself in rigorous meditation and self-discipline. His journey led him through years of intense seeking, facing hardship and temptation along the way. Finally, after meditating beneath a fig tree, now known as the Bodhi tree, Siddhartha experienced a profound awakening. In that moment, he became the Buddha, the awakened one. He had found the answers he sought, not in dogma or scripture, but in the depths of his own experience. The Buddha's enlightenment was not a solitary pursuit. It was the beginning of his life's work, sharing his newfound wisdom and compassion with the world. The cornerstone of Buddhism lies in the Four Noble Truths. These truths, realized by the Buddha during his enlightenment, offer a framework for understanding the nature of suffering and the path to its cessation. The first noble truth acknowledges the reality of suffering, a universal experience inherent to human existence. The second noble truth identifies the root of suffering, craving, or attachment. The third noble truth offers hope suffering can cease by uprooting craving and attachment. The Eightfold Path, often described as the path to enlightenment, encompasses all aspects of life. It is not a linear progression, but rather an interconnected set of principles to be developed simultaneously. The first two spokes of the wheel represent wisdom, right understanding, and right thought. The next three spokes focus on ethical conduct, right speech, right action, and right livelihood. The final three spokes cultivate mental discipline, right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration. Central to the Eightfold Path, and indeed to the entire Buddhist philosophy, is the concept of the middle way. This principle, first articulated by the Buddha himself, emphasizes the importance of balance and moderation in all things. It encourages us to steer clear of extremes, recognizing that true happiness and liberation lie not in indulgence or deprivation, but in finding a path of balance. The Buddha, before his enlightenment, experimented with extreme asceticism, depriving himself of food and sleep. He realized that this path, while seemingly disciplined, ultimately led to suffering and weakness. Following his enlightenment, the Buddha spent over 4 decades sharing his teachings across northern India. He attracted a diverse following, from kings and scholars to merchants and farmers, all drawn to his message of compassion and liberation. The Buddha emphasized the importance of personal experience over blind faith, encouraging his followers to test his teachings for themselves. The Buddha's disciples played a crucial role in the early dissemination of his teachings. They traveled extensively, sharing the Dharma through storytelling, public discourses, and personal instruction. A pivotal moment in the spread of Buddhism came with the conversion of Emperor Ashoka in the 3rd century BCE. Ashoka, the ruler of the Mauryan Empire, had ascended to the throne through conquest and bloodshed. However, after witnessing the devastating consequences of war, he underwent a profound transformation. Inspired by the Buddha's message of peace and compassion, Ashoka dedicated his life to promoting the Dharma throughout his vast empire. Ashoka's patronage transformed Buddhism from a relatively small religious movement into a major force in India and beyond. Buddhism found fertile ground in Southeast Asia, where it was embraced by rulers and commoners alike. The Theravada tradition, emphasizing monasticism and the original teachings of the Buddha, took root in countries like Thailand, Myanmar, Sri Lanka, and Cambodia. Along the Silk Road, Buddhism encountered and interacted with other cultures and belief systems. In China, it assimilated elements of Taoism and Confucianism, giving rise to distinct schools of Chinese Buddhism. From China, Buddhism spread to Korea, Vietnam, and Japan, where it further adapted to local customs and traditions. For many Buddhists, the day begins with a sense of quiet reflection and connection to the Dharma. Meditation often plays a central role in the daily life of a Buddhist. Through mindfulness of breath, bodily sensations, or thoughts, Buddhists practice observing these phenomena without judgment. The practice of mindfulness extends beyond formal meditation into everyday activities. The principles of ethical conduct outlined in the Eightfold Path guide the interactions of Buddhists in their families, workplaces, and communities. Buddhist rituals and practices provide a tangible connection to the Dharma, offering a way to express devotion, cultivate mindfulness, and deepen understanding. Temples and shrines serve as sacred spaces for Buddhists to gather, practice, and receive teachings. Offering incense, flowers, or light to the Buddha image is a common practice, symbolizing gratitude, respect, and a willingness to let go of attachment. Chanting scriptures or mantras helps to focus the mind and connect with the wisdom of the Buddha's teachings. Festivals and holidays mark important events in the Buddhist calendar, providing opportunities for celebration, reflection, and community gatherings. The true measure of Buddhist practice lies not only in rituals and ceremonies, but also in how these teachings are integrated into the fabric of everyday life. Family plays a significant role in many Buddhist cultures. Work, too, can be an avenue for practicing the Dharma. Buddhists are encouraged to engage in work that is ethical, skillful, and beneficial to both themselves and others. Engaging in acts of kindness and service to others is an integral part of Buddhist practice. Section 1. Guardians of the Dharma. In the tapestry of Buddhist life, monks and nuns hold a unique and revered position. Often referred to as the Sangha, meaning community or assembly, these dedicated individuals choose a path of renunciation, devoting their lives to the study, practice, and preservation of the Buddha's teachings. They are seen as guardians of the Dharma, living embodiments of the Buddha's wisdom and compassion. The decision to renounce the material world and embrace monastic life is a profound one. It signifies a deep commitment to spiritual growth and a willingness to dedicate oneself wholly to the pursuit of enlightenment. Monks and nuns relinquish worldly possessions, taking vows of poverty, celibacy, and non-harming. Their shaved heads symbolize the shedding of ego and attachment, while their simple robes, often dyed saffron or maroon, represent their detachment from material desires. Life in the monastery is structured around simplicity, discipline, and a shared commitment to the Dharma. The day typically begins before dawn with meditation and chanting, setting a tone of mindfulness and reverence. Study of Buddhist scriptures, contemplation of their meaning, and discussion with teachers and fellow practitioners occupy much of the day. Through rigorous study and practice, monks and nuns strive to deepen their understanding of the Buddha's teachings and embody them more fully in their lives. The monastic life, however, is not one of seclusion from the world, but rather a dedication to serving others. Monks and nuns act as spiritual guides and teachers, sharing the Dharma with lay communities through public talks, meditation instruction, and individual counseling. They offer blessings, perform rituals, and provide spiritual support during times of need. Their presence in society serves as a reminder of the Buddha's teachings and inspires others to cultivate compassion, wisdom, and peace. Section 2. A life of simplicity and discipline. The life of a Buddhist monk or nun is characterized by simplicity and a detachment from material possessions. Their needs are few. Their focus primarily on spiritual cultivation rather than worldly pursuits. They typically live in monasteries, which can range from humble dwellings to grand complexes depending on the tradition and location. Their living quarters are typically Spartan, consisting of a bed, a few basic necessities, and perhaps some religious texts and objects of meditation. The day is structured around a regular schedule of spiritual practices, study, and communal duties. Early morning meditation and chanting are followed by a simple breakfast, often taken in silence while reflecting on the teachings. The rest of the morning might be dedicated to studying Buddhist scriptures, attending teachings from senior monks, or engaging in personal contemplation and reflection. Work too is an integral part of monastic life, but it is approached with a different perspective than in lay society. Rather than being driven by ambition or material gain, work in the monastery is seen as an opportunity to cultivate mindfulness, discipline, and a sense of service. Monks and nuns may engage in tasks such as cleaning, gardening, preparing meals, or maintaining the monastery grounds. These activities are performed with care and attention, transforming mundane chores into opportunities for spiritual growth. The midday meal is often the last meal of the day, taken in silence while listening to readings from Buddhist scriptures. The afternoon might be dedicated to further study, meditation, or teaching duties. As evening approaches, there is usually a period of chanting or meditation to reflect on the day and prepare the mind for sleep. The simplicity and regularity of this lifestyle fosters inner peace, clarity, and a deep connection to the Dharma. Section 3. The monastic community, a tapestry of roles. Within the monastic community, there exists a diverse tapestry of roles and responsibilities. Senior monks and nuns serve as teachers, mentors, and spiritual guides. They provide guidance on interpreting scriptures and deepening one's understanding of the Dharma. Some specialize in meditation, leading retreats and guiding mindfulness. Others are experts in Buddhist philosophy, studying ancient texts and engaging in scholarly debate. Some lead ceremonies, perform blessings, and support the lay community. The transmission of Buddhist teachings is a sacred responsibility. The monastic community reflects the diversity of human experience. United by a shared commitment to the Dharma, they inspire the world. Treasures of Wisdom Unveiling Buddhism's Enigmas. Beyond its core teachings, Buddhism holds a trove of intriguing facts and unique traditions. One such tradition is the use of prayer wheels, particularly prevalent in Tibetan Buddhism. Equally captivating are prayer flags, often seen fluttering in the wind across the Himalayan landscape. Perhaps one of the most visually stunning traditions in Buddhism is the creation of sand mandalas. Once completed, the mandala is ritually dismantled, symbolizing the impermanent nature of all things. Buddhism in the modern world, adapting and thriving. Far from being relegated to ancient monasteries and remote mountaintops, Buddhism in the 21st century is a vibrant and evolving tradition, adapting to the complexities of the modern world while retaining its core values of compassion, wisdom, and inner peace. Buddhist teachings and practices, particularly meditation and mindfulness, have found widespread appeal across cultures and demographics, embraced as tools for stress reduction, emotional regulation, and personal well-being. Technology, too, has played a role in the evolution of Buddhism, making its teachings and practices more accessible to a global audience. Online meditation platforms, virtual retreats, and digital libraries of Buddhist texts have connected practitioners across geographical boundaries, fostering a sense of community and shared learning. Buddhist teachers and leaders now reach millions through podcasts, online courses, and social media, sharing their wisdom and insights with a new generation seeking meaning and purpose. The Buddhist emphasis on compassion and interconnectedness has also inspired many to engage in social activism, addressing contemporary issues such as climate change, social justice, and peace building. Buddhist organizations and individuals are at the forefront of efforts to promote environmental sustainability, advocate for the rights of marginalized communities, and foster dialogue and understanding across cultural and religious divides. As Buddhism continues to evolve and adapt to the changing world, its core message of awakening, compassion, and the pursuit of enlightenment remains as relevant as ever. Whether practiced in a traditional monastery or a modern city apartment, Buddhism offers a path to cultivate inner peace, wisdom, and a deep sense of connection to all beings. A timeless legacy, Buddhism's enduring impact. From its humble beginnings in the foothills of the Himalayas, Buddhism has journeyed across continents and through centuries, leaving an indelible mark on the course of human history. Its teachings, once shared by a solitary teacher under the shade of a tree, have resonated across cultures and languages, shaping civilizations, inspiring art and architecture, and offering solace and guidance to countless individuals seeking a path to enlightenment. The impact of Buddhism is woven into the very fabric of many Asian societies. From the towering stupas of Southeast Asia to the serene Zen gardens of Japan, its architectural marvels stand as testaments to the faith's enduring legacy. Buddhist philosophy has permeated art, literature, and music, enriching cultural expressions with its emphasis on mindfulness, compassion, and the interconnectedness of all things. The values of peace, non-violence, and respect for all beings, deeply rooted in Buddhist teachings, have influenced social norms, ethical codes, and even political systems. The true measure of Buddhism's impact, however, lies not only in its grand monuments or cultural achievements, but in its enduring power to transform individual lives. Its teachings on suffering, impermanence, and the path to liberation have provided solace and guidance to generations seeking meaning and purpose amidst the complexities of human existence. The practices of meditation and mindfulness, once confined to monastic walls, have now found their way into mainstream consciousness, offering tools for stress reduction, emotional regulation, and personal growth. Buddhism's journey has been one of adaptation and evolution, embracing new cultures, incorporating diverse perspectives, and responding to the changing needs of humanity. Yet its core principles, the Four Noble Truths, the Eightfold Path, and the cultivation of compassion and wisdom, remain as relevant and potent as ever. In a world grappling with conflict, inequality, and environmental degradation, Buddhism's message of interconnectedness, non-violence, and the pursuit of enlightenment offers a timely and timeless path forward. A path for today and tomorrow. As we navigate the complexities of the 21st century, the teachings of Buddhism offer a beacon of hope. Its emphasis on mindfulness and ethical conduct provides a framework for resilience and purpose. The principle of interconnectedness reminds us our actions have consequences for all beings and the planet. This understanding fosters responsibility and inspires compassion, generosity, and wisdom. By cultivating mindfulness, we develop awareness and make choices that contribute to well-being. The journey of Buddhism is a testament to human aspiration for enlightenment and a harmonious world. May we all strive to embody the Buddha's message of peace, wisdom, and loving kindness.